and the impact in that regard. And talking on matters farming and our agriculture sector, small-scale tea farmers from across the Mount Kenya region took to the polls over the weekend to elect new KTDA factory directors despite a court injunction barring the exercise. Farmers in Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Embu and Meru counties took to the polls barely a week after farmers in Murang'a County conducted a similar exercise. Our reporter Daniel Karuki attended several of the election zones and now brings us to speed on matters of these elections. Over to you, Karuki.
All right, and you've said it right that this past weekend, the farmers in Nyeri County were having their election, electing the board, or rather the directors of different tea factories. There are about 5 tea factories here in Nyeri County, and they are going to be, actually they conducted their elections. And one of the tea factory, Chinga Tea Factory, is going to be conducting its election on the 26th of April. Remember, this is a directive that was issued by the Ministry of Agriculture, the CS in the Ministry of Agriculture, Peter Munya, saying that there was the go-ahead to go on with the elections, and of course this coming just in the backdrop of an order by the Mombasa Law Court that had halted the elections. The Ministry of Agriculture had moved to the courts to stop the elections. Remember that that was September 2020, and there was the tea bill 2020 that had not been assent to law by the president, and so the ministry had moved to court to stop the elections, but KTDA was pushing for the elections, and they got that order in Mombasa court. But having had that order being given, the KTDA now say that there is that case that is ongoing in the courts, and so they were calling for the elections not to be held. President Uhuru Kenyatta directing the Ministry of Agriculture to call for the election. That's the reason the elections are taking place during the weekend, and they have taken place in different counties across the central region, one of it being Murang'a as well as Meru counties, and the elections will go on until May 26. Now I managed to speak to some of the farmers who are participating in these elections of the directors of those different tea factories, and this is part of what they had to say concerning the elections as well as those who won.
Tulikuja hapa kuchagua madirekta wapya kwa sababu wale waliokuwa kule walikatalia kwa viti na miezi 15 ikaisha kabla kuita AGM.
Taka zile sheria tulifanyia public participation hapa, ikaenda bunge, ikaenda Senate, ikapigwa muhuri na rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kwani hawa ni nani wanaenda kotini?
Wakikataa kuondoka maofisini ya huko Gaduthi, sisi wakulima tutaungana na tutaenda huko na tuwatoe kwa nguvu, kwa sababu serikali iko nyuma yetu, na Rais Uhuru alisema watu watolewe na sisi hatuogopi.
Ile mambo ingine yanatakikana kufanyika ili hawa director waingie, hiyo tutaiashia serikali kwa sababu inajua ile kazi tunafanya.
Of course, a back and forth that we are witnessing, and of course tea reforms is a thorny issue that of course will keep following up to know the end game between the Ministry of Agriculture, KTDA, as well as the directors of these factories. Well, for now, I take it back to studio.
Thank you very much, Karuki. The ripple, the impact of tea reforms being felt on the ground. But let's talk riding.